Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check brought to you by BB. There is no second best live YouTube stream to talk about markets. Welcome back, guys. We're going to have a great show for you today. It is a big day, right? I mean, we have FOMC today. We've got the White House crypto report coming out. We had the QRA this morning, which actually shows that they're going to be doing basically exactly what Janet Yellen was doing in 2023. That's a separate conversation, though. But yeah, welcome to the show, guys. I'm Snorlax. You also know me as Tommy. I'm joined by Tucker, Max, and of course, Chef Jack is who today is LARPing as too late Jerome Powell. Well, I mean, I'm sure the focus of the stream will obviously be on charts and talking about the implications, but I'm sure we'll be talking a lot about FOMC today because this is kind of one of the more important meetings, I think, than, I mean, we can say that, I feel like, for the last few years, like this meeting's important, but nothing ever happens. I kind of feel like this one might be a little bit different just because we're going to get some guidance as far as rate cuts. And the fact, I think you have that added spiciness from the fact that that Trump and Jerome Powell met last week. What did they talk about? I guess we'll find out later on today's show. Before we can talk about that and obviously what it means for the coins, guys, I'm going to ask if you can hit the like button for us. We would be very appreciative, as always, if you could do that. And you help us, sorry, something in my throat, continue to grow our channel and reach more and more eyes and ears. So let's have a great day. Let's hit the like button. Let's talk about all things financial markets. I guess, kind of starting today with the QRA, like I said, it seems like we're going to be replicating what Janet Yellen did with treasuries 2023 to 2024. Later today, we've got FOMC, where Jerome Powell will decide, okay, are we getting a rate cut this week or not? And if we're not getting a rate cut, do we at least get guidance on when we are getting a rate cut, which is probably still going to be very, very soon, just based on the way I think the bond market's kind of pricing cuts into September. It seems like if not now, then either the next FOMC or the one after that, we should be seeing a rate cut. Does the economy really need a rate cut? I don't know. I'm not gonna debate too strongly either way. The numbers that we're getting right now show that the economy is actually growing, at least if the soft data that we got last week is anything to go off of. But as it relates to coin pricing, because that's why I'm sure a majority of you are here, we're seeing, I think, some just back and forth on a lower time frame between Bitcoin and ETH. We've been just kind of cooking up this pressure within these compressions, especially on Bitcoin over the last 2.5 to 3 weeks. ETH structure seems a little bit more like vertical accumulation. Are either of these assets going to be impacted by the White House crypto report later this afternoon? Are altcoins going to be affected by this report? I know Bitcoin dominance is green today, but I'll be honest, I'm looking at Bitcoin dominance and I kind of feel like the White House crypto report could be a positive for altcoins. That's just purely speculation on my end. But I think all things considered, we're seeing pretty good buyback from the last few days, which, we've seen Bitcoin and Ethereum basically trade sideways. And yet you have altcoins that have just been, I mean, some of them are probably down, like 15 to 20% on the week, maybe even some more than that. So we're seeing just this drain of liquidity on altcoins, which is not that, I would say it's not that abnormal ahead of a macro event like FOMC. You get some de-risking, some hedging. Are they forced to buy back today? I guess we'll find out. But I'd love to know what you guys are thinking about the market. Of course, I think we have a lot going on today, which makes it exciting and also telling, probably by the end of the week, as far as, how we're trending. But yeah, how are we doing, guys? What are we seeing in the markets?
We're doing good, Tommy. We're doing good. Can you hear me okay, by the way? My mic is a little...
Yeah.
Using the computer mic. Just quickly, and then I'm going to let Max cook on this chart because this looks juicy. But as far as the rate cuts go, we are not going to get one today. That's for sure. September, about a 60% chance. So I'm kind of thinking we get one there. And then again in December, looking like 50%. So probably only 2 by the end of the year. But probably I would expect a lot more next year. But yeah, we're not getting one today. And if we do, it would be a huge surprise. So I think that's fine. I think 2 through the end of 25 is probably what we need. But None today, unfortunately. But that's fine. We'll definitely get guidance like you talked about from Powell. So
if we do get a rate cut today, what does that mean for the market?
I mean, I think
we're not getting one today, bro.
probably,
No way.
I just have to ask the question.
They would probably bid it, right? Like IWM would probably start flying, but I don't know.
Yeah. If we get a surprising cut, then definitely Russell is flying, and so is ETH, and so is all else. But we know that Mr. Too Late, Jerome, will be data dependent. He will say that interest rates are coming fairly soon and that they will stay meaningfully restrictive because inflation is under control. And so nothing ever happens.
Chud Jack mode.
Yes. All right, Max, what are we working with here?
Something that will never happen.
Talk about Chud Jack mode.
Yeah. Oh my god.
What I meant to show was actually this. This is actually what I meant to show right here.
Yeah.
This is what's happening. That's actually what I meant to show.
Is that
So-
negative? Not quite.
Correct. Yes,
Keep
correct.
paying
It
people
is
to
in fact negative.
to
Yeah.
buy your Pepe.
Yeah, it's hard. I wouldn't expect you to understand it, but it is going negative. Yeah. So I don't know. In my mind, it's one of those things where if you don't understand, I'm out of energy trying to help you understand. I don't have the time. I don't have the emotional bandwidth anymore. This is going to happen, at some point here soon. Q3 into Q4, it's going to be epic. If you don't see it, I'm sorry that you don't see it. I can't help you anymore. But this is on the horizon. And if it's not, then I just move the goalpost until it does happen. It's really quite simple. It's the KOL special. It's the niche internet micro celebrity special. It's the engagement farmer special. And I plan to, exercise my rights as a niche internet micro celebrity, and I will move the goalpost as necessary. So we'll just have to see,
Isn't this today though? Right? This is today.
It is today.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's absolutely right. I've been talking about that. Yeah, I think he just basically copy and pasted my thread from X. Actually, now that I'm reading the comments, yeah, I mean, I'm surprised nobody's talking about it. Like everybody always gets along before Trump talks about crypto and Bitcoin, and then nothing happens. And you barely hear a peep from anybody right now about the fact that the White House is going to release a detailed report talking about crypto. We got news this morning that there's not going to be much clarity as far as the Bitcoin strategic reserve goes, which is not surprising at all, I don't think. But I mean, we've been talking about Bitcoin dominance coming down. It to me is kind of like a perfect catalyst. I mean, maybe we get a rate cut, maybe we don't. You kind of have these tailwinds, I think, aligning for Bitcoin dominance to start ripping lower. And if that's the case, what is this White House crypto report going to be? Is it going to be pro ETH? If I had to guess, it's probably going to be very pro DeFi. On top of that, yeah, I mean, there's not going to be clarity as far as a Bitcoin strategic reserve, but I'm sure the rhetoric in there is going to be very positive, and maybe we get some things thrown in there that we don't quite expect, right? I'm sure we'll get. I mean, what if we get no capital gains tax on crypto, for example? I think there are things in there that are potentially very bullish. And as a result, I'm surprised that people are not talking more about it.
Tommy, if we got no cap gains tax on crypto, the market would absolutely fly.
I think so. Yeah.
What if it's literally just just a report with a quote from Eric Trump saying to buy ETH? What if that's
And then at the end, have you ever said thank you?
Oh my gosh.
I would officially confirm the Matrix version of our world.
Yeah.
Breaking news: White House announces one more sweep of the low.
Oh,
Max, where does that take? What's the market cap on that, on those levels?
0. I mean,
Yeah, I figured. Yeah.
somewhere around 0. I mean, I don't know if we're going this high, but Pepe's market cap is like 4.5 bill. So yeah, let's just assume that doesn't play out, but I don't know. I mean, maybe it could. I don't know. It just, we'll see. I mean, I like the timing with, you know, I like the timing with, you know, ETH BTC, because I mean, ETH BTC nuked over here, you know, ETH BTC nuked over here, you know, and then we've just been in this prolonged range, and now we're presumably, you know, putting in some sort of bottom, right? So
How
I think
long?
there's,
How long was that though? That ETH BTC bottom? That was a long time. I remember.
it was long, like from the actual Pico bottom.
Yeah, that was like a year.
It was 2 years, brother.
Jeez, bro.
That's fun.
But this was also a much longer fractal, right? So this
Yeah.
goes like from this high, this was, you know, 1,000 days, where, you know, this time around, I don't know, from here, I guess, it'd be about half the time. So I don't think you need to worry too much about the timing, right? More like the spirit of the move, I think. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just some hopium. I like that everybody out there right now is just on repeat saying like, oh my goodness, imagine now your alts are down already. Imagine if ETH even sneezes from here, how much worse it's going to get. It's like, dude, deja vu from Bitcoin trading the past year. Altcoins bleed, Bitcoin does nothing. Imagine if Bitcoin sneezes here, how bad it's going to get. And then Bitcoin just doesn't sneeze, or it does sneeze, and alts already front ran every dump, you know?
You have no idea how bad it's going to get.
Literally.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just super long, and I don't care how long I have to wait, but the prophecy will be fulfilled.
I think you could see a little bit more of that ETH BTC chop right towards the on that bottom screen, and I feel like that'll probably be like mid-August through September. But I mean, I think the end result is the same.
I feel like we get some more ETH BTC chop, but from higher up.
Yeah.
Higher up but below 0.06.
Yeah. Oh
I don't
man.
know if we are in for more chop. I don't think we're going to bottom exactly like we did last cycle. Like, I'm not expecting ETH BTC to do like this, you know, and then finally go. I think it's going to be a lot more. I think it's going to be a lot quicker of a move for ETH BTC, maybe more akin to like this type of a bottom rather than this super long base. Like, if I had to guess where we are right now, here, let me just open up a fresh chart. I think there's because I think Bitcoin's in a much different spot than it was last cycle. Like, when that bottom was occurring, Bitcoin wasn't nearly as far along in its cycle. I think there's a lot more similarities actually to like this structure right here. Like, I think that this looks a lot more similar. Like, this fractal fits really, really well. Like,
And fits the bias too.
it does. So I think that the speed of which, and I don't ignore the target. I mean, that would be unbelievable. Tommy's going to owe me a fat steak dinner, but I think that the bottom is going to look a little bit more like this one rather than how long this took, right?
Well, that's more confluent with this cycle being more like 2017 overall than 2020.
Exactly.
I'm about it. I mean, people in the Discord have kind of seen the way I'm feeling about Bitcoin dominance right now. I kind of feel like it's getting ready to go down only for a while.
I think it is. What we only need is that ETH keeps dragging out as it used to, not the way it's been happening right now, where ETH just goes alone. And I mean, it's okay, like it's okay for ETH to go as long as it will do it later on, because we do need to see the alpha going on its own, right? If it were just alts going and ETH not, that's what we saw in 2024. What we do need is actually going maybe for a little on its own. I am in no doubt that alt will catch up onto that strength later on. So let's do it. Let it break 4K at last, and then let's enjoy the rest.
And this is why I think that it's more akin to like this move over here, is that like when Bitcoin was doing this chop over here, like this is kind of what we're talking about, how long this bottom took to form. Look at where Bitcoin was at during that time. Like Bitcoin was not even like, it was very early in its cycle, right? Where over here, when this move happened, Bitcoin was already more or less in price discovery or like moving up into that region. So I don't think it'll be like either one. I think it's going to be different than both, but I do think there's a better case to be made for a more like manic rotation into ETH. Just given how far along Bitcoin is into its cycle. Like I think this chopping occurred because Bitcoin hadn't even found its footing yet. Where, this is just like, let's pull up like ETH here too. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I mean Bitcoin looks more like 2017 than 2021 also, right? We're just kind of stair-stepped up for 2 years, right? Which is what we've been seeing.
I've been saying this for like 2-3 years now, that this cycle will be more like 2017, where it's going to be an adoption 1-2. And that's played out, and it keeps playing out. And I think where it's different is that this cycle just gets a little bit more extended to the 2017 one, where the 2017 one, lasted as a traditional 4-year cycle. I think this one will get extended, but the way things have moved, I think that's going to be similar to back then. And I think it's going to end up as a parabola on BTC this time around.
Yeah,
they're saying parabolas on BTC are dead and that volatility on Bitcoin is never coming back, Chef. You gotta love the way the market has conditioned people into thinking that Bitcoin is not a volatile asset.
It's gonna surprise them.
I think so.
All these big guys didn't jump in just for nothing, man.
Yeah, I mean, I almost wonder if we've seen, I don't know if you guys have at least, but I've seen rhetoric around the fact that there's all this paper Bitcoin. Like how can we execute so much volume on BTC without any movement on price? Is it really because we're a liquid institutional asset, or is it because some of the Bitcoin going back and forth aren't actually being executed on until later on? And I almost wonder, do we have some like dark pool cabal that's been suppressing downside on BTC, and eventually when people, or when they've accumulated enough, when structure looks good enough, who knows, they're going to stop issuing paper Bitcoin, but only for buyers. We just rip up. I don't know. That's kind of more of a joke than a theory, but I guess you could treat it as both. It gives me the ability to deny what I said.
Dude, I don't know, man. I kind of agree with Max though. Just like, I don't think all these institutions are getting into ETH and Bitcoin for 40-50%. And also, like a time perspective, right? Like, I don't think they're getting into it for less than 10 years, 5-10 years.
Yes.
We're going to suck everybody into our little bubble. And then we're going to blow up the global financial system. We're a ways away from that, though.
That's Sailor.
I will say another thing that's giving me confidence in ETH performance is not Bitcoin dominance or ETH BTC. I'm gonna have to say it is Sol ETH, man. Just every bounce on that pair is just getting sold into immediately. I feel like it's just gonna keep going down only, to be honest. And not because Sol USD is dropping. I think it's just gonna be because ETH USD is going higher.
I have this thesis, Tommy, or anyone, that BTC is currently undergoing the gold run of the 80s.
Yes.
And I think it's going to get extended a lot. And then I do think BTC will hit its possibly like a decade top, I would even say. Because right now you've onboarded nearly everyone. You've onboarded one of the largest institutions, everyone. It's $1 trillion asset. It's gonna become the second biggest asset in the world. Who is the next buyer after that? Yeah. And I know the liquidity is going to come back at some point after. But I do think that after this bull run, when institutions position themselves for, as we agreed all for decades, it's gonna hit a longer term bear market. And that doesn't even have to be like in terms of percentage, but it will be in terms of time. And it can look like when gold rallied in 2011, or like when it hit top in 2011, and then spent 5 years going sideways. Basically, it dropped, but not as much, and then kept going sideways. And I think that is going to happen to BTC, and then it will run again at some point in the future because it's a fundamental asset. But it will go through this very challenging period for lots of people. People, especially after this bull run, will be conditioned that BTC goes up forever. And that time aspect, again, is going to cause them to think otherwise. You have no idea how many people, because if you were to pull up gold, it's been going up since basically the year 2000. It just had a little pause from 2011 to 2015. But apart from that, it was basically going up for 25 years, right? But during that period, that little period of 2011 till 2015, or something like that, that cost, and obviously the bottoming range then continued till like 2019, although the bottom was made in 2015. But that little part caused everyone to fucking hate it. Everyone was like, good luck if you're investing in gold. Gold's not going anywhere. And that's literally how people felt, like normies, literally. I observed it at the time. And I think BTC will undergo same period where it will literally, top, not go down as much. I think the next bear market bottom can still be higher than the current prices or same. But the time aspect, that's going to cost lots of people out, and then it will continue again. So that's my thesis that I'm currently building in my head. I haven't seen anyone talking about this yet. I suppose that will come with time. And I do think that during also some part of this phase, I think the site will move onto ETH and other blockchain solutions. Yeah.
You think ETH is going to run during this for Bitcoin?
I'm not yet sure how exactly it's going to unfold, but I definitely know that there is going to be an institutional demand for ETH by nature because it's going to be the home of stablecoins. Banks will be incentivized to hold it, stake it, to secure their stablecoin flows, and that's a huge narrative. That narrative of like, it's the backbone of DeFi. That's just going to cause it rally so much for so long. And people obviously, when you're gonna look at it from like the past 2-3 years perspective, people won't be able to see that. But you need to be looking from a longer term perspective. And I think that perspective is shifting right now. But obviously, as we know, people are not able to see it until from hindsight. And we know that, with positioning from hindsight is bad. You need to position before this narrative plays out. So
you don't think it's going to be like what silver did in the same time?
I don't think so, because silver and gold they are not the same, but very similar, right? That would be sort of like BTC and Litecoin. ETH is very, very different thing. And that doesn't do it justice, though. Silver has more value than Litecoin, by the way. My window of poking fun at Litecoin. But ETH is serving entirely different role. And gold, silver, lots of people will do that. Lots of people will be like, ETH is the silver of like crypto space, but that's not true at all. It's something entirely different, especially after all its latest changes. It's a totally different asset, serving totally different role, and it will show. It will show, in my opinion.
I agree with you, Jackus, as far as that gold cycle from the 70s and 80s. I mean, there's just so many similarities I find consistently between that chart and Bitcoin. Even the double top, the cycle before, was like the exact same. Yeah, it's that bubble right there. I mean, it's just there are so many similarities, not just the previous cycle, but also the way that we're trading around, I think, current prices, where you had that big scary dip and I mean, we didn't quite retest the previous cycle all-time high, but gold did, and we recovered, forming a structure kind of exactly the same as when gold recovered. I kind of think we're getting close to the point where this really, I mean, Bitcoin just goes up without really looking back.
Yeah,
I'm assuming we're viewing like the same cycle here, right?
Yeah, exactly. It can be like Tucker is currently painting on the chart as well. I think this chart, like everything is telling me that this chart is positioning itself for a parabola. And obviously, again, like the hard part is that each of us here, basically nearly, I would say 99% of the retail lives on a, hourly H4 chart. But when you look at it from this perspective, BTC is setting up from a parabola. So I understand the past 3 weeks have been insanely boring, especially on BTC. But then you'll see, another 2-3 weeks, possibly even longer, and it's going to quickly reprice again to the upside. We still haven't moved out of that low volatility period. We had a first glimpse with the push higher, and now we've settled back down again. So I think that is yet to come. And then I think BTC will fulfill its role in the world, and then it will go through a much longer sideways period.
I mean, that lines up pretty well.
Yeah. I mean, this basically implies, I think, what, like $300,000, $400,000 Bitcoin.
Jeez, are we pulling fractals?
Pull it from the beginning.
No. Wait. Do a percentage, because I believe that's like 200 from.
Is it
from like?
Yeah.
Like that's like
let's say 300, 250. Let's do that from
Damn.
So what? 272 would be 370.
And that's what I'm talking about. The next bear market bottom can be higher than the current prices. And I feel lots of people are not seeing this first.
Yeah, because where did this thing bottomed basically before it? Like this would be like it goes to 370 and then bottoms like right here, basically.
Yeah.
Is what it's saying.
It can be also like the 2015 cycle. If you're gonna keep the chart on the right, just on the left, go to the next cycle.
The next cycle.
Yeah, exactly like that, right? So it can even look like this, perhaps. Where I think that BTC right now is like gold in 2010.
2010.
Yes.
I see what you're saying. Somewhere in here.
Yeah, before that. So yeah, I think we did undergo this drop during the tariffs, and I feel we are just breaking in like 2010 when it broke from that structure above 1K. And then I think it's going to, at some point, it's gonna go into that. Whenever I believe whenever we will see that sideways period for BTC, I think that's the top, and it should probably come from like, I would say anything above 200. That's sort of where you really need to be paying close attention.
I feel like on that, or really rather, I mean, really both gold tops had that big complacency shoulder. I think that's probably when you see ETH top.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what that looks like, but I do think you're going to see the outperformance on the Bitcoin complacency shoulder in the same way that we saw in 2017 and 2018. I wasn't around for that, obviously, but I can see I can observe the charts. That's how the capital rotation worked out back then. And, just to kind of stick with the theme of comparing it to that cycle, I kind of feel like it'll play out the same way.
Mm-hmm. One thing I'm not gonna do though is, and everyone is currently obsessed with it, is trying to pick a target for BTC, because that just limits your scopes. Either you're gonna put it too low, and so either you're gonna, let's say hypothetically, right, you set your target for 110K. Well, now the price is higher and you're like out, right? The market will keep on pumping. And how will you feel about it? Well, like an idiot. Or you're going to set it at 110K, you're not going to sell, and you will keep postponing the bar higher. And the thing is that you will keep on doing it. And then when the actual top comes, you'll do it again and not sell. Or you're gonna set, an insanely far away target like 1 million, and then you'll be hanging towards that target, and it's not going to come, and you'll end up like in the last cycle when everyone waited for 100K. That didn't come, and people were like, it's a guarantee it's gonna come this cycle, and it didn't, and you got front run. So I really think the best approach is really playing this market as we go from level to level, and then see. But I understand it's tough, or like it's harder, and people would just rather be like, yeah, give me the target, an exact target, like to the cent, and then tell me, the months it's going to happen, and I want to hear nothing else.
You can't forecast exactly what the price of Bitcoin is going to be on this date next year, Jackus. Unfortunately, you're a LARP.
Exactly.
I think when people start to, when it becomes consensus to measure Bitcoin by the millions, sell. I'm gonna be selling because yeah, I mean that's almost like the boomer version of shave off a zero. I think when it becomes like completely normalized to treat Bitcoin or to measure Bitcoin in million or like the millions instead of hundreds of thousands, even if we're not trading at a million, I think that's going to be in itself pretty telling about
You mean like
expectation of
0.3
prices.
million?
What?
You mean like 0.3 million, 0.4 million?
Yeah. When like everybody is kind of using that that verbiage, you're probably getting pretty close.
Yeah.
What do people have? I've seen this, floating around for a while. Whenever I say target, people are like, target. Does it really sound like that? Do I pronounce it
Yeah.
in the wrong way? Okay. How would you say it though?
Target.
Yeah.
Target. All right.
I like you way better, Jackie. So.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Target. That sounds like how you would pronounce it if you were speaking in Czech. So I try to pronounce it in your language, how I would think it's pronounced. So that's funny enough. Yeah.
Max, what are you doing over there? What are you
Just
cooking
playing
on
around?
that chart back there? Is that a TPO chart?
Just taking a look.
Explain like I'm 5.
0. I don't know. I'm just playing around with it. TradingView's making a bunch of changes, bro. And I don't know why. Like, there's like new data packages and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm just kind of playing around with some of the charting options, waiting for FOMC. But yeah.
Max, are you ready for Bitcoin dominance to drop like a rock?
I have I've been waiting for a long time, Tommy. Been waiting for a long time.
It's time.
I believe we heard that too many times.
True. I shouldn't jinx it before we. I just think we're gonna have a really positive White House report today.
I thought we had a deal that we're gonna fudge everything until we finally pump.
Are you familiar with the candle that was put in on the digital strategic asset reserve on Sunday, Tommy? Are you familiar with that report? Everybody wants optimistic Max. I'm now pessimistic Max. I have not sold any of my crypto, but I am now rooting against the entire asset class. It's a normal grieving process that most young men go through when they get into crypto. Is they're super wide-eyed and optimistic, and then suddenly they're like, you know what, I'm just going to start fudding the entire space because I'm annoyed. And that's where I'm at, guys. I have no more hopium to give. The cup is empty. The tank is empty. There's no gas station nearby to refill. And, I'll be here to study zero with you. That's it.
Max.
Yeah. Life
Max.
has dreams. Each one is beautiful. Yeah. Yeah.
Accurate.
That's real.
Baron, plot twist, Baron's actually been the one pulling the strings behind the scenes, and that's why Elon got kicked from the admin.
Literally. It seems the comment section just loves the target.
You do.
Target.
Jeet.
Target.
Well, I kind of like it too because you use the jet to get to the target. So
Bitcoin's about to target its way down to new lows. It's gonna be great.
It's like Co Jones, man. It's like Co Jones.
Dips or psyops.
Go Jones.
You know,
David Hunter mode.
by the way, the target, right? That's how literally in Czech you would pronounce it target. And I saw the target, that's how it's pronounced. And with Go Jones, that's how I thought it's pronounced in English to you. In Czech, it would be Cojones.
Campeones. Campeones. Sorry, I'm thinking about soccer now. Football.
Yeah, no worries. Football. That's correct.
Bro, we've only got another month, Tommy, and we're back.
That's true. Both footballs come back in
Yeah,
a month.
a month.
I'll be at the opener, man. I'm already getting nervous about it.
Oh, you're gonna be at the the opener. Okay.
I'll be in the real Death Valley.
Wow. That'll be fun.
Dude, it's gonna be crazy because tickets are finally starting to catch on that these are probably two teams that are going to be competing for the championship in the end. So unfortunately, we waited to buy tickets. But it is what it is.
Can you guys imagine if ETH sneezes here, what's going to happen to your altcoins?
Oh boy, here we go.
Can you even imagine? Just a sneeze, just a little sneeze.
No sneezing.
What's
Just
the
one
price
little
on?
achoo, just a sneeze.
Your alts go to zero. What you do? Average bear poster
What
on
would you
X
do?
after a minus 20% altcoin weekly.
Oh boy, I'm getting heated. You better bounce now.
Thank you for the super chat, Michael Martinez. Appreciate it. I did block you yesterday, but thank you for the super chat.
What?
Maybe I should unblock you for $5.
We gotta hold that 0.5 right there, Max. It's gotta be done.
I feel like unblock is at least $6, but I don't know. Maybe I'll let it slide.
You know, the thing,
How about $6.9?
$6.9 gets you an unblock.
the thing about that that Doge pullback that we have on the chart is that it pulled. I mean, I will say it. Pepe probably didn't spike as high as Doge did on a relative basis, but Doge pulled back like 32%, I think, from that local high when I was looking at it yesterday. So
Let's
could we
just
get one more
confirm.
sweep to the lows? I hope not. I wouldn't completely rule it out. I just don't think it makes a lot of sense given the catalyst that we have coming today.
So let's just actually see what it was. Let's be precise here. That does really look very similar, which is kind of wild. But
I take back every negative thing I ever said about Wintermute if this plays out.
Send Wintermute an apology.
Evgeny would literally be my goat.
Look at that wick back down after the pump. That's wild.
I would be in shambles, Tucker. Let's just be super clear about what's happening.
Yeah, that would not be fun.
It'd be quick though. Wintermute sends its regards.
It looks similar.
Similar enough for zero. Are you guys enjoying my company today?
Yeah, it's great.
It's amazing.
Who brought the good news bear
Yeah.
today?
I can't believe they're still duking Fartcoin. It's actually wild. I mean, they're just keeping Fartcoin in a range, but still.
What do we think of Fartcoin?
Tommy,
as bad as I
It
thought.
is so cute when they fight.
I mean, bro, this shit is like who does this? You know, like who you know what I mean? Like this thing. They just like
But-
run it up to the high just to completely nuke it, you know? Like who the fuck does that? That's crazy, man. It's so funny that like that stuff happens. It's just like what is wrong? Like you're
One more
sick in the
sweep of
head.
the highs.
You're sick, you know?
Yeah, one more sweep of the highs. That's
Fartcoin will just continue to range, I think, but it's probably locally bottomed here, or very close to it. I don't know. I think
I said this like a week ago or something. Well, probably longer than that. Actually, that Fartcoin will. I think it will blow up a lot, but not until Sol is in price discovery. And can you be able to withstand that range until then, Anon? Because I surely can, but I know you can't because it's gonna drive you mad.
I can, but you can't. I'm more of a man than you. You wouldn't get it.
Listen, Max, you merely adopted the range and the darkness and the bear markets. I've been born in it, molded by it. I didn't know what's a bull market until I was a man.
That's my favorite is like we look at like 2016 fractals and we're like, man, like imagine that. And you're like, you merely study the 2016 fractal. I was born in the fractal. I lived it.
Yes.
I think Sol. Yeah, I mean, if you just look at Sol, it basically is, in my opinion, about to do like classic symmetry where, you know, we ranged pretty close to range lows. I felt like for pretty much the entirety of 2024, just about, and then you got that big markup in Q4. I think it kind of makes sense that we range closer to range highs now for a bit. Before, I'm not saying we're going to deviate to the downside in the same way, but I think I think we range around the range highs now before we actually trend. And I'm definitely aligned with you on this, Jack, as I think it's going to take a while before the center's price discovery.
Yep. Just watch for the rage meter on social media, and then you'll know it's a good time to buy.
I have a Sol BTC level marked out. That will be my, I'm sure, peak rage.
I don't think this looks terrible. Like I'm not getting super bared up on this chart. Honestly,
It's not. No, it's not looking terrible. It will just take its time.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And Sol East will continue to go down.
I mean, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for on Sol BTC is like down here, like green box for Sol BTC.
You got to lower that target, Max.
Tommy,
I think
dirty to me this morning. Okay,
I think the capitulation on this pair happens because Bitcoin's going up in Q4, not because Sol nuking, but
yeah.
So where's your target then, Tommy? Because I was looking for green box.
My target on Sol BTC is
That's too generous. Max.
0.
No,
for Sol BTC.
See, now you're learning, Tommy. I'm watching you mature in real time. This is great.
My target's like 0.0009, which is like minus 50%.
Could you go to your meme folder and put Dan Bell in the corner of him saying 0?
You mean Peña?
Oh, Dan Pena. Sorry, yeah. Who's Dan Bell?
But
Dan
I got
Pena.
you. I know what you mean. Yeah,
Give
sure.
it a bounce to local highs. And then
so I have this line drawn out here. So I'm just going to mark this as
and there is this done. Not sure which one you want.
Tommy's level. So you like this level, Tommy? This is it.
I do.
Yeah, 0.
I like this one too. He's like 0. He's like loading it up.
He coiled it. Yeah, it's like
he's like 0.
So I don't know. I mean, I see at minimum. I don't know how deep we go here. I really do think that like this happens. But I mean, I guess maybe that could happen. I don't really care, and we could run it back a little bit later. That's okay.
It's a
I
good
think
thing.
it's gonna go lower, man.
Where is your target, Jackus?
I think it's going to go to the like 23 September lows.
Right here.
Yeah.
Tucker, where's your level? We're gonna mark this out.
For Sol BTC.
Yeah, we're gonna mark out everybody's level and see who's right.
All right, hang on.
I could definitely see it going there, Jackus.
Give you a good one. I like 0011. I don't know where that is on your chart.
That's like right below my level. 0011 would be.
Oh, that's in the green.
That's in my level.
That's the level, man. You had it.
All right, we're gonna share the level then.
Yes.
The Sol Fuddors. People still get very upset with me for fudding Sol, which is a good thing. It just shows me this trade has a lot more to go. I don't think people have emotionally capitulated on Sol. They really haven't. Like, maybe they say they have, but they definitely haven't. I mean, you can tell by just where they're shitcoining, man. There's this like, I went on a whole like soapbox about it on the afternoon call yesterday. I almost felt bad when I was done because I was like, damn, I just went scorched earth on Sol on chain for no reason.
For no.
I think this meme is the most representative for Sol, and the the guy saying first time, that's ETH saying to Sol first time on the Sol BTC chart. I think it's gonna last another year of downtrend for Sol BTC.
Sol BTC for another year?
Yes, downtrend. That's not like down every single day. There will be bounces, but I don't think Sol outperforms for like another year.
I mean, I could see it taking like 8 or 9 months.
Well, that's pretty close.
Yeah. But I do think it makes sense, cyclically speaking, that we see Sol BTC set its capitulation wick to the downside or as a result of Bitcoin going higher. I mean, that's historically what we've often seen from Bitcoin pairs when they cyclically bottom, is that it was usually caused by Bitcoin going up rather than down. I love this. Hold on, I want to highlight this comment. I was thinking about doing the same thing, and there's a reason it pays out so much money. I almost took the bet, but then I thought about, I've done this like 2 or 3 other FOMCs, and I didn't get, like, I just threw away money. So I refrained this time. I hope it works out for you, though, honestly, because I mean, if we get a 50 basis point cut that has nothing to do with the economy weakening, like, shitcoins are going to go crazy. 50 basis points is a lot, though.
50. There is no reason for 50. Listen, 25 cut, insanely bullish, but 50 basis point cut, insanely bearish. You wouldn't get it.
Hi, honey. Describe how work was today. Well, the 25 basis point rate cut ended up causing Armageddon.
I know what's funny is, like, I told my wife that, she's like, what do you have going on today? And I was like, kind of normal morning, and then FOMC, and she's like, oh, so nothing's gonna happen. And I said, I was like, that's not true. And she's like, well, you always get worked up about it, and then nothing ever happens. And I'm like, I'm leaving. Goodbye,
Jack.
And you were like, why are you so mean to me?
Yeah, you wouldn't get it, babe. You're so rude. Imagine getting bearish Pepe into this Pepe ETH low right here, man. I'm tired, boss. Just
Fake out below that low and then send it.
let me ask you guys a question. What would you do? What would you do if we did this right now? What would you do? Would you be okay?
What
would I do?
Would you
I would buy
attack me on Twitter? What would you do?
For it? I'd be pretty euphoric.
I think it's better to panic sell the low than wait for the move, personally. Because usually what I do is I take money that I can't afford to lose and I gamble it all on shit coins. And then as soon as I'm down and I'm afraid of losing more money, then I sell everything. And then once it returns and starts moving higher, then I start panic buying in at the high. And that's just generally been my investing strategy for years.
Max, that video is insane.
Do you understand?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Tucker gets it.
Oh yeah.
That
You
sounds
showed
like
me
that
Such a
sounds
funny
like
video, bro.
that sounds like a Tarjeet level.
It's so funny.
But you know what's gonna happen? Top right corner.
Best I can do is bottom right. Here you go.
No, you don't see it on the stream though. The GIF.
You don't get it. It's very clear. Here, well, just Elliott wave 5,
clearly.
just like that. There you go.
Fartcoin is green
Really?
with ETH. You know, I really don't find Fartcoin
It's
that funny,
green
or farts
so far.
in general very funny. But if we're gonna be cooking within this range on Fartcoin for like, who knows, maybe 4, 5, 6 months, I might have to buy some.
5 base
Yes.
Fartcoin, bro.
I mean, I'm talking about on leverage, Max.
It is leverage. It's spot leverage.
That's true. I just have like such a predisposition to fade anything coming out of base, which is save me money, but I would also say probably cost me more because I didn't buy Kita, for example. Shout out Prometheus.
There will be an inevitable big base rotation at some point. It's going to be hard to know exactly when, but they will climb base higher for sure.
84 years later, one day, the base pump is inevitable.
The longer it takes for people to start calling for base season, the better. That's always a local top. And I back tested it too. I mean, like it's really a local top when we're talking about base season.
I use science to back test my fade.
Pump looks pretty good here. I'm not gonna lie.
Pump?
I'm not trading it. Don't get me wrong, but I'm looking at the chart right now. The low this morning looks pretty good.
Eh.
It's not a bad thing for it to pump.
Eh.
I think it goes down another 63% from the current prices.
63. So precise, Jack. I knew you were a man of precision, but that's wow.
You know, it kind of reminds me of Dimension, that it just launched and people expected an exit pump and it just did nothing but go straight down. I'm sure you could find some similarities with the chart too.
Maybe they're gonna rebrand to dump, and that's gonna be the pump time finally.
It really was such a great ticker. It's a shame they wasted it on a coin that's going down only, but
Yeah.
Such a shame they wasted
it.
Like in a prior cycle, we had Luna, the moon, right? And it went to the moon. But this cycle, we got pump and it's just
the
going
problem
down
with
only.
Luna was that we can't actually go to the moon. Okay. And that was the big issue with all of it. Tucker understands what I'm saying, but
Yes.
You
We
saw
came-
no rats with a Luna tattoo and you didn't sell everything.
real.
But we came really close and it gave like tens of thousands of percent.
Mm-hmm.
What did pump fun token give you?
I mean, dude, the flywheel on Luna was unbelievable.
It really was. Adding Bitcoin to juice that last leg too was wild.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you guys remember, but I'm sure we remember the December 4th, 2021, like demon wicks across the entire market, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was when Bitcoin went from 57 to 42K in a day. And some altcoins on some exchanges literally wicked to zero, but Luna made an all-time high that weekend. So it wicked down below, and everybody who was kind of betting on the death spiral beginning got annihilated because it dollied straight back to all-time highs. I remember that pretty distinctly.
Yep. I do too.
I hated trading that coin, man. I even had, the funny thing is, you're going to laugh because it's like so typical of me. I even had a short on Luna from like $92 and I closed it at like 87. I was not expecting to be trading a death spiral, obviously, but I was early to the trade and closed for pennies.
That is
He
so
always
Tommy
sells
like.
too early.
Yeah.
Tommy, are you going to sell your Kibshi too early, or are you going to actually hold it
Absolutely
this time?
Absolutely not. No,
You know
I'll
what I'm
actually
afraid
probably
of?
buy more. If ETH is pumping, I'm just going to rotate some call profits straight into Kibshi.
I'm just afraid of that. The market, literally, all of those that you played responsible on, they pump. But the one where you go like, yeah, I'm gonna hold it because, you know, in all prior instances I sold too early, it's gonna test you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's also happened to me. That happened to me with SPX 6900, is that it did test me and I sold it and I missed the pump.
Yeah.
Good times. Gotta love it. Gotta remember all the 100Xs that you fumbled to realize the next 100X is right around the corner.
It is.
It's true.
I think there is some truth to that, though. Like if you're putting yourself pretty consistently, like multiple times a year in a position to be hitting 100X, you have to know you're probably going to get another opportunity.
But you're gonna lose minus 99% in the meantime.
And you're going to be picking the soul shitters that you think are going to be 100X, but they're just going to go to zero.
You're gonna listen. You're gonna lose 99% in the meantime, and then when it's time to finally make it all back in one trade, you're gonna fade it.
I feel like we're already seeing that. Like ETH is pumping back to range highs, and a lot of people have taken this opportunity to like exit the market. And really, like this most recent leg up for ETH, they're exiting the market. I think you called this, Jackus, how people would sell too early on the way back up because the unwind from, obviously 6 months ago was so intense.
Yeah, and they'll do it. And I think they already has done it. I've seen lots of people who has been bullish on BTC from like pretty decent levels. Doesn't matter where, if it was 15, 20, 30K, doesn't matter, right? That bottoming range, or even if it was 40, they've been bullish up to like 70 to 100, and they sold it all because, hey, that's the top. And I think, and again, in hindsight, I think it will feel like they sold too early.
I agree.
Dimension is only down 98%. So there is still hope. There is still. So you're telling me there is a chance?
It's like one of those charts you look back on and you're like, wow, I actually can't believe this went down even more.
Yeah.
I will say, though, I think I said this a few weeks ago, maybe more recently. I don't remember. I think Celestia is probably bottomed.
There is no bottom.
I think it's bottomed. I really think it's bottomed. Not that I'm accumulating yet, but
Yeah.
you have to wait for that chart like that to go sideways before you buy it. But I think it's bottomed.
And then you miss the pump.
I probably will find some way to miss the pump.
It's like down only. Fuck it, this chart is that. Boom.
It gives me INJ vibes though from coming out of 2021. Stop.
Yeah, I see what you think. But you know what? I would wait for the 2023 pump first.
Yeah. You kind of have to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, you're literally just buying a dead chart with no volume that VCs are constantly selling into. But I want to say emissions are over here in the next few months. So sideways price action would be, I think, acceptance that there are no more sellers. That's a famous thing. That's a famous last word, though. Charts are never out of sellers.
NGL, bro, this dude, NGL was another one like Dime and Tia. Well, not Tia pumped, but from that whole what was it called? What were those
exploited?
Modularity that just went down only also.
Tell me. Watch the right corner.
The sellers.
Wait, does Entangle still exist, or did they get like rugged and stop trading?
I have no idea.
I think they might be like dead. Because I'm pretty sure they had the exploit.
Oh,
and it doesn't trade on TradingView anymore. I can't see it on anything other than I don't know how to say it. Polynex.
Polynex, yeah.
I don't think either of you are saying it right, but it's okay.
It says it's got 103 million market cap.
How would you say it, Max?
But
I wouldn't try to say it. I opt out of saying it because I have no clue.
Can you still trade?
Also, terrible marketing department to name and exchange something that no one even knows how to pronounce. Whew.
It's true.
That's a hurdle.
No, I think this stopped trading in May, actually. There are literally no markets where you can trade this on CoinGecko. RIP Entangle. Am I frozen?
No, you're good. You're good. Look at this. What Jack is what
trading you froze.
And just the latest price action.
Man, oh man.
Max is dialed in. He's locked in.
Jackus, what do you think about hype here?
And he's muted and doesn't even know. Do we tell him? Or just let him speak to a muted mic?
0.
Tell me, you were saying?
What do you think about hype here? It's really like a very strange chart.
Looks like vertical accumulation, but
It's the vibe I get.
I think it could drop a little lower locally, but probably not much. You know, I'm looking at like $40, and I think it's likely going to keep on ripping. I don't see much reason to go much lower than that. And it cannot, honestly. You know, if it were to go any lower, that would kind of be bad too. So,
asking for my perfects.
The pure volatility squeeze is crazy.
The what?
The volatility squeeze on pure.
Oh my gosh. You're telling me. I think it's going to break to the upside since I'm holding it, but yeah, they've definitely shaken out the condition in it.
You're rugging a little.
Yeah, you're frozen.
I'm not surprised. My wife just hopped on a call in the living room, so I'm sure her Wi-Fi is having a great time.
That'll do it.
See if unplugging the monitor helps. How's our little investor doing?
Is that a little? Come down.
It's so true. It's so true. It's never my fault. You have to know that.
How is our little investor doing? Come down and tell us about your dog coins.
Do you guys have any other tickers that you want to look at today?
Soybeans.
Soybeans, are they not hitting the like button?
Oh no.
Definitely not.
That's a shame.
Let's see.
They never do until you tell them.
Let's see.
They're like, nope, I will wait. I'll wait till they remind me. So guess what?
Wow. They really didn't hit the like button. I think that's a good spot to end the stream then. To be honest. Make the like button great again, guys. Make the like button great again. Just like they're making ETH great again right now, and hopefully continue to make it greater here over the next few weeks into the end of the summer. But that brings us into the end of the show. We hope that you enjoyed today's episode of Market Check. And a reminder that we are live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at the same start time as always, 11 a.m. Eastern, well, 11:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's typically when we start these shows. We run for about an hour to an hour and a half, and we have a great time doing it. But yeah, make sure to tune in for that. Make sure to tune in for Ape Time with BB tomorrow. Very much looking forward to that, especially given how active this market has been on a lower time frame. Oh wait, no, we don't have Ape Time tomorrow. We have Omega Spaces actually with Wabi. So make sure to tune in for that because you'll get the whole casting crew on that space. We're looking forward to that as well. And I think you're going to see more of us going forward on these spaces on X. So, you know, if you missed seeing us on those, well, get ready for the next few weeks because we're looking forward to it. When we're not on the spaces, though, obviously Wabi is live every afternoon outside of, I think, now Tuesday, since we're replacing Thursday now with Tuesday. But his show is live through our Because Bitcoin X account as well as his personal account. So make sure to stay following and subscribe to both so you can be notified not just when we schedule those spaces, but also when we go live. But yeah, guys, before you run, I'm going to play a quick commercial here for the BB Terminal. Reminder that we just launched our brand new Degen page. It is an upgrade over Dextrainer. If you have not yet tried it, I strongly, strongly would recommend it, especially because, you know, I think we're getting ready to go into a pretty heated on-chain season, most specifically on ETH. And so having an edge or trying to use tooling that will help you gain an edge is going to be, you know, definitely paramount to your trading. But check that out. We have it linked in the description below. Like I said, you can check that out. But yeah, that's it for word vomit. Sorry. That's it from us though, guys. I'm going to blame it on the caffeine. We hope you enjoyed the show today. We'll be back for another episode on Friday. But until then, guys, thanks again. And of course, as always, stay safe.
Tired of outdated trading tools, confused charts, dozens of tabs, endless stress? You're not alone. Introducing BB Terminal, your all-in-one command center for crypto trading. Track your portfolio, monitor the markets, stay ahead, all in one place. From chaos to clarity, from struggle to success. BB Terminal,